Top stories tonight. Independent petroleum marketers reach agreement with Dangote on direct petrol supply. Organized labor threatens showdown if minimum wage agreements are not met. President Tinubu calls for an end to Israeli aggression in Gaza, says a two-state arrangement is the way forward. As elections results come in, Mauritius Prime Minister Jugnauth concedes defeat. Good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining. My name is Mazino Appeal. Now let's begin tonight by telling you that the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria has secured an agreement with Dangote Refinery to lift products directly. IPMAN National President Abubakar Garima announced this in Abuja on Monday after a meeting of the National Working Committee of the association, assuring that the partnership will ensure steady and affordable supply of PMS products nationwide. Garima urged IPMAN members to support Dangote Refinery, citing backward integration benefits and positive impact on Nigeria's foreign exchange market. Regarding pricing, Garima expressed confidence that negotiations with Dangote would yield lower rates. On compressed natural gas, the IPMAN president said the association is preparing for a seamless transition to CGN refill stations nationwide, as it is currently negotiating with the presidential CNG initiative. Now, the Nigerian Labour Congress says it is not going back on its decision to embark on a nationwide strike if all the state governors do not commence the implementation of the new minimum wage. The head of information and publicity of the Congress, Benson Upa, made this known to News Central in an exclusive interview. Upa says that some governors have refused to implement the wage increase, treating the issue with levity to the detriment of workers.
It is important to note that the conditions of living of workers are degenerating by the hour. And what reason do these governors have for not doing anything up to now? If it is not contempt, power drunkenness, and arrogance. So I want to reassure you here that if by the end of this month, which is 30th day of November 2024, the process is not perfected, on the 1st of December, there will be action in those states. Yeah, what I mean by process is the conversation. In fact, what I mean by perfection of the process is the holding of that conversation, the reaching of a consensus on the issues of what to pay, but take never below the federal threshold could be higher. Like we have seen the situation of Lagos paying higher, Akwa Ibom paying higher, KB paying higher, and others paying higher. So it's up to the states, or it is up to the affected states to do the needful. And they know what their responsibility is. We have heard some of them say, oh, we will look at this matter in January. This is not at their pleasure, okay? This is not at the pleasure of governors. Absolutely no.
Nigeria's Economic and Financial Crimes Commission says that it will commence the tracking of government's expenditures and disbursements in an effort to combat the growing menace of financial crimes in the country. The chairman of the commission made this known to lawmakers following a visit by the members of the Senate Committee on Anti-Corruption and Financial Crimes to the commission's headquarters in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. News Central's Joshua Marai has the details in this report.
It was an oversight visit by Nigeria's Senate Committee on Anti-Corruption and Financial Crimes to the headquarters of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in Abuja. The chairman of the EFCC, who welcomed the lawmakers, says that the commission is actively pursuing its mandate to fight corruption. He says that with the granting of access of the commission to the Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System, also known as IPPIS, the commission is now well positioned to monitor government disbursement in real time, ensuring transparency and proper utilization of public funds.
For you to recover every 10 naira stolen, you spend between 4 and 5 naira. But to prevent 10 naira from being stolen, you probably spend less than 1 naira. So which is more, impactful way of fighting corruption. So I believe in prevention, and that was what led to my establishing a new directorate upon my assumption of office called Fraud Risk Assessment and Control. So we have a relationship with the Accountant General's office now. We have been given access to GIVMIS. We want to monitor releases live and where the money goes.
The chairman of the EFCC called for the lawmakers' support in fighting graft by appropriately funding its budget so that it can acquire a software that will help monitor and investigate virtual currency trading in the country.
There's a software I'm trying to procure just to investigate cryptocurrency and this the virtual currency trading and all of that, which is a major problem to us. The list we receive is 3.4 billion just for just one software. And I can tell you several billions of dollars we are losing through this unlicensed cryptocurrency trading in Nigeria. Now we are meeting with SEC and CBN. We have come up with regulations. So we need to prepare for us to monitor them, their tax payment, the revenue that is supposed to come to government. If we do our work very well, we won't realize less than $5 billion every year.
At the end of the engagement, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Anti-Corruption and Financial Crimes shared his views on the visit to the commission.
Like custom do, they are entitled to a percentage of whatever they get for the year. And if you do it to EFCC, they will be able to work very well. Out of 3,600 and something cases they have had, they have 2,600 and something convictions. They recovered over 200 billion naira, over 190 something thousand or $96,000. They have done a lot just within 1 year. I commend them. The committee is impressed with them.
The chairman of the EFCC also announced that the commission has launched a project to train 500 convicted internet fraudsters in cybersecurity as a means of rehabilitation, giving them an alternative to cybercrime. In Abuja for News Central, I am Joshua Imarayi.
The Nigeria Police Force says that it is introducing a new policy framework that will require all officers involved in cases concerning minors to undergo specialized trainings. Nigeria's Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun made this known during a training workshop aimed at enhancing the professionalism of its criminal investigation and intelligence officers. Our correspondent, Idong Joseph, has more in this story.
This workshop focused on enhancing professionalism and standardization in criminal investigations within Nigerian police force, bringing together units head from the police investigating and intelligence department nationwide. According to Nigeria's Inspector General of Police, the training will help strengthen the integrity of the nation's criminal justice system.
Professionalism within our ranks is not merely an expectation, but a cornerstone of our operational effectiveness and public trust. It underpins the credibility of the criminal justice system, ensuring that investigations are carried out with utmost integrity, fairness, and adherence to the rule of law.
In response to public allegations regarding the detention of minors connected to the End Bad Governance protest, the Inspector General of Police announced that measures will be implemented to ensure that officers handling cases involving minors receive necessary training. He emphasized that this initiative reflects the police commitment to safeguarding children's rights.
Every interaction with our child, whether as a victim, witness, or even an offender, must be carried out with sensitivity and professionalism. To implement this, we are introducing a comprehensive child-friendly policing framework that mandates specialized training for officers who engage with minors.
However, speaking on the same issue, a public law expert from the University of Lagos and a resource person at the workshop expressed concerns over the lack of protective structures for children, despite the existence of the Child Rights Act for the past 2 decades. She also expressed concern over the jurisdiction of the Federal High Court in hearing cases involving children, calling for a review of existing legislation.
The Child Rights Act, which is the law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, states very clearly that it is a court created under that act. That is the only court that can try children.
The police expressed confidence that the adoption of the child-friendly policing framework will help develop a positive relationship between law enforcement and community members. In Abuja for News Central, I am Idong Joseph.
To political matters now, as Senator Monday Okpewolo and Dennis Idahosa take over the helm of affairs in Edo State, they have been tasked to prioritize securities and citizens' welfare. This call comes on the eve of the Edo governorship inauguration ceremony in Benin, the state capital. News Central's correspondent Austin Azu has filed in this report.
All is not set for the inauguration ceremony of the governor-elect and deputy of Edo State here at Sami Egbemudia Stadium of 20,000 seating capacity in Benin. Behind me and beside me, you can see the ongoing decoration and beautification of the venue for the event slated for Tuesday, 12th November 2024. Benin City, the capital of Edo State, has a new look as billboards featuring President Bola Tinubu and other APC stalwarts welcome visitors to the historic city along major roads. Even as the state gets set for its incoming leadership, some residents of the state have expressed divergent views in assessing the outgoing administration of the state.
The assessment is that I'm one of those who believe it's a failure because of where I came from in Oriomo. It was not developed.
In the past 8 years, the state was inundated with what I would call the graphical representation of development. You've gone around the city, you will agree with me that even the strongest SUVs can't survive the state of the roads we have. So
he did well. He did very okay. I'm satisfied with whatever he did. I'm okay.
The former governor, for the little I observed, he performed very well.
For others, setting the agenda for the incoming administration is a greater priority.
Advert to who is coming now. Be like a man. Don't listen to outside talking. Do the best you can able to do.
We pray that all hands will be on deck and support the incoming governor to achieve his objective by giving those people what they desire. Good governance and food on everybody's table.
The incoming government will look where the vote from come, where make us vote him in. Then he will start from there to repair. First of all, insecurity.
This administration, through the five-point agenda, we put in place those plans that we, in less than 1 year, we've been to show positive changes in the life of our people.
These demands and requests by residents of Benin and Edo State hoped will be considered and implemented by the incoming administration of Edo State. In Benin for News Central, I'm Austin Azu.
Coming up, Abia PDP plans shadow government to put ruling government in check. We'll bring you the details after the break. Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching Tonight. A reminder of our top stories. Independent petroleum marketers reach agreement with Dangote on direct petrol supply. Organized labor threatens showdown if minimum wage agreements are not met. President Tinubu calls for an end to Israeli aggression in Gaza, says a two-state arrangement is the way forward. And all elections results come in. Mauritius Prime Minister Jugnauth concedes defeat. Now, the newly elected chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Abia State, Ama Abraham, says the party will institute a shadow government in order to put the government in power on check. Now, speaking shortly after the inauguration of the new executive of the state party by the Southeast advisor Barrister Ukpabi Ukairo, the chairman unveiled some of their programs. Now, News Central's Chinwe Ogele has more in this report.
Do solemnly swear that I will be faithful, and bear true allegiance to the People's Democratic Party.
These men and women emerged through a state congress of the People's Democratic Party that was held a week ago in Omaha. At the inauguration ceremony of the new executive that will pilot the affairs of the party for the next 4 years, the chairman, Ama Abraham, pledges to take the party to a new height.
In the next few days, we will unveil a brand new shadow government that will take over the responsibility of running the most proactive shadow government in any part or any region of Africa. We will have the equivalent of all the ministries.
Other officers of the party believe their party has all it takes to check the activities of the government in power in the state.
I think we are not just new when it comes to experience, but we are new in the management of the party, and we know that our work is cut out for us. What do? Keep the government in check, make sure the Otis government is kept to his promises.
I will go around the 17 local governments in Abia State to mobilize women right to the grassroots.
To go from house to house to plead to them, to ask them to forget the past and focus on the present. But by doing that, I believe that we're going to talk to them, and I believe that they'll come back.
The chairman also dissolved the Elders' Council of the party and announces Onyema Ugochukwu as the new chairman of the body. Part of the assignments that this new executive must accomplish in order to successfully drive their cause is to reach out to all aggrieved members of the party.
As we invite them back to join us, we will engage them constructively and make sure that they join us not to destroy this party, but to build this party, because many of them are already regretting. Many people who left this party or who worked against this party during the last elections are already regretting, because they cannot see anything better.
Being an opposition party should naturally create an alternative perspective to government's policy, giving the citizenry an opportunity to see things from yet another angle. In Omaha for News Central, I am Chinwe Ogele.
The National Orientation Agency has called for a nationwide sensitization on the national anthem and the 7 for 7 National Values Charter. This initiative represents a pivotal moment for all Nigerians, one that seeks to strengthen the bonds of our national identity, promoting the values that unite us as Nigerians. Now, News Central's Chizoba Nyonwe compiled a report from certain regions in Nigeria to ascertain the feeling of citizens on this call by the National Orientation Agency.
Plateau was one of the states in Nigeria where the National Orientation Agency had a sensitization program for citizens to improve their value system as Nigerians. It was at a press briefing that the director of the National Orientation Agency in Plateau State brought to the fore the need for citizens to be further sensitized on the national anthem and the National Value Charter. The director said there is a need for Nigerians to have a rethink by changing their perception about the value systems in the country.
The National Values Charter is not just a set of guidelines, it is a
consider how we can contribute positively to our communities.
For the Nigeria we crave for, citizens must be alive to this charter.
The nationwide sensitization on the national anthem and the national values charter is more than an initiative. By embracing these values, we not only honor our past, but also pave the way for a brighter future for Plateau State and for Nigeria as a whole.
However, some residents of Plateau who spoke to News Central believe that if the change the country deserves does not come from its leaders, then it may be a mission in futility.
You cannot tell people on a hungry stomach that things will get better with words. When they've not eaten, they cannot access education, there's no proper health care, there's nothing happening in the country.
Hunger is actually the order of the day. And how do they expect that you should be patriotic? You are requiring something from me, but you're not giving me. Then I wouldn't be.
We should adhere to those values that will bring us together. But again, our leaders must lead by example. By doing that, citizens of this country will key into it.
For their counterparts in Asaba, the Delta State capital, it is mixed reactions.
If they react positively to whatever we are saying and took the right step towards the right direction, nobody will complain. Nigeria is a blessed nation. We know that. But what we are seeing now, it looks as if we are cursed. But they should try to turn our orientation, not only by speaking, but by putting it in action.
The NOA has not gone out of place. I think the youth should speak positive into Nigeria and believe that Nigeria can be better.
In Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, Abubakar Hassan is of the opinion that Nigerians have no alternative than to remain patriotic.
In order to show our love to this country, we have to be very patriotic. Anything that has to come with Nigerians, we have to protect our dignity, our integrity, and whatsoever it is that is important for us, for our development as a nation.
For them in the eastern part of the country, the harsh economy needs to be looked into for the desired change from citizens.
Parents can no longer afford the daily meal their children are supposed to eat. In fact, nothing is moving.
There are so many people benefiting from the government, and there are so many people that are still in hunger that have not benefited. You understand? So there's no how you can beat a child and tell the child not to cry.
Government should do the needful by meeting up to the cry of the poor. You understand? Not hearing it on paper or newspaper. We are doing this, we are doing that. They should do the needful.
As these Nigerians have spoken their minds concerning their level of patriotism and the value system obtainable in Nigeria, one would expect that the National Orientation Agency takes back this message to the appropriate quarters for the change that is desired in our nation. In Jos for News Central, Chizoba Anyomi.
The Dorothy Njamanze Foundation has called for the enforcement of anti-discriminatory laws and the implementation of Nigeria's gender policy, especially at the sub-national levels. The call was made in Abuja, the nation's capital, as the foundation unveiled its compendium of sector-specific demands and solutions that can help Nigeria achieve its developmental aspirations. News Central's Emmanuel Bagudu reports.
Another conversation on inclusivity in governance and leadership continues, and this time by the Dorothy Njamanze Foundation. The foundation is engaging duty bearers and industry leaders in Nigeria, calling them to action.
The compendium discusses the issues facing women, girls, persons with disabilities on a sector-by-sector basis and includes recommendations for policy direction and practical steps for redress.
The submission contained in this compendium being unveiled today comprises recommendations born out of a multi-stakeholder dialogue.
So the biggest issue is that Nigeria cannot maximize her potentials because Nigeria is focusing on forcing men to give capacity that men are not able to give. You know, men have the role that they can play, but if you don't carry the entire population along, if you don't carry women along as you are carrying men along, then you're outstretching men and they will never give you what they need to give you. But when you carry the whole population along, then it means that you're spreading the weight evenly. Let's not keep it vague. We have come up with sector-specific solutions that we have proffered. So we hope that all the ministries, all the departments, all the agencies, the legislature, the judiciary, look into this and be guided by things that they can do. These are the low-hanging fruits. Let's pluck them together.
The foundation says that the purpose of compiling the compendium is to offer valuable insight into the myriad of issues affecting women, which deny them opportunities to participate in the development of society. In Abuja, for News Central, I am Emmanuel Bagudu.
Still ahead, Mauritius Prime Minister Jugnauth concedes defeat in parliamentary election. We'll bring you the details after the break. Welcome back. Now, Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu has called for an immediate end to Israeli aggression in Gaza. Speaking on Monday in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Tinubu warned that empty condemnations are not enough to end the conflict in Palestine, which he said has persisted for far too long. The Nigerian leader made this argument at the Extraordinary Arab Islamic Summit convened to address the current situation in the Middle East. President Tinubu stressed the need for all parties involved to adhere to principles of appropriation and respect the rights of civilians. He noted that while states have the rights to self-defense, it should never come at the expense of innocent lives. He articulated Nigeria's support for the two-state solution as a beacon of hope, advocating for the self-determination and peace of both Israelis and Palestinians.
This conflict does not begin in October 2023. It can only be resolved through principled compromise based on appreciation of the proper context. The conflict in the security of history is so visceral that the ripples of this division spread far and quickly. The corrosive impact of images of endless violence repeated on 1 billion smartphones around the world is huge. We need to find a new pathway to peace without delay. Nigeria has always championed the cause of peace and cooperation among nations. Our own experiences, domestically and regionally, have taught us that identity politics are no substitute for respecting the nuances of diversity.
The news continues in East Africa, where Mauritius opposition is on track for a legislative election victory as Prime Minister President Jugnauth conceded defeat on Monday. Although final results are yet to be released, opposition leader Navin Rumgulam is poised to become Prime Minister for a third time. Leading the Alliance of Change coalition, Jugnauth acknowledged a significant loss for his LEPAP alliance, led by his militant socialist government in Sunday's election in the prosperous Indian Ocean nation. The Election Commission estimated a strong turnout of about 80%. And now let's join our business desk for more business news.
Business news in association with Money Master PSB, the easy way to master your money.
In business, South African telecoms giant Vodacom announced it will no longer pursue new mergers and acquisitions after the Competition Tribunal blocked its planned merger with fiber group Maziv. The deal proposed in 2021 was intended to expand Vodacom's fiber footprint and bring in investments of 14 to 17 billion rands, plus 25 billion rands in capital expenditure. Following the tribunal's decision, CEO Shamil Jusub stated the company is avoiding further regulatory entanglements. Vodacom also reported a 19.4% drop in half-year earnings due to foreign exchange impacts and startup costs in Ethiopia. leading to a 6.6% dividend cut. Additionally, currency impacts in Ethiopia have delayed break-even projections for its Safaricom venture to 2027 from the initial target of 2026. MSC Mediterranean Shipping Company's Africa Logistics arm, Africa Global Logistics, is set to invest up to 40 million euros in Namibia by 2030, leveraging the nation's expanding oil, gas and renewable energy sectors. AGL is developing a warehouse in Walvis Bay and planning further investments in Loderites to support crude oil exploration and renewable energy imports, including wind turbines. Additionally, AGL aims to establish an energy unit focused on oil and gas services in Namibia, where Total Energies and Shell have discovered oil. And in North Africa, on Monday, Egypt's stock exchange ended positively with its main index, EGX30, rising by 0.72% to reach 31,621.29 points. The Sharia-compliant index, EGX33, gained 0.40% to 3,279.07 points, while SME's index, EGX70, added 0.20%, closing at 8,380.12 points. The broader EGX 100 index also climbed, increasing by 0.34% to 11,668.11 points. The total market capitalization reached over 2.27 trillion Egyptian pounds. Egyptian investors were net buyers, adding 2.93 billion Egyptian pounds to the market. In contrast, Arab investors and non-Arab foreigners were net sellers, offloading 26.5 million and 2.90 billion Egyptian pounds, respectively. And finally, Bitcoin surged past $82,000 on Monday, marking a record high fueled by optimism around cryptocurrency-friendly regulation following Donald Trump's presidential election win and the rise of pro-crypto congressional candidates. Bitcoin, the world's largest cryptocurrency, has more than doubled from its yearly low of $38,505, recently peaking at over $82,000. Trump's campaign promised to position the U.S. as the crypto capital of the planet and to build a national Bitcoin reserve has energized the market. According to Matt Simpson, senior analyst at City Index, quote, Bitcoin's Trump pump is still alive and well, end of quote. And that's our offering on business news at this time. Thank you for watching. I am Perpetua Fasamipita. The news continues shortly.
Business news in association with Money Master PSB, the easy way to master your money.
And in sports tonight, Nigeria Premier Football League sanctions Plateau United, Bendel Insurance for security lapses, violent incidents during Matchday 11 fixture. Let's join Favor Itwa for more updates.
Sports Update, brought to you by Corn Oil. Corn Oil, we go the extra mile.
And in sport, the Nigerian Premier Football League has imposed sanctions on Plateau United and Bendel Insurance for security lapses and violent incidents during their home games on Match Day 11. Following their game against Rangers International on the 10th of November in Jos, Plateau United faced penalties for failing to ensure adequate security after the visitors were attacked by irate fans. The NPFL has imposed a 3-point and 3-goal deduction on Plateau United as punishment. The 2017 league champions were also fined 4 million naira. Bendel Insurance were similarly charged with rule breaches following their game against Kano Pillars on the 9th of November. They will also receive a 3-point and 3-goal deduction, a fine of 3.75 million, and play their next 3 home games at Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium in Benin City behind closed doors. Still talking football, the Confederation of African Football (CAF) has released the list of the invited match officials for the preparatory course of the 2024 Championship of African Nations (CHAN). The list consists of 25 center referees, 22 assistant referees, 7 video assistant referee, and 4 CAF officials. In the list released by CAF, 2 Nigerian officials, Abdusalam Kashimu Abiola, center referee, and Wadu Takam Samuel, assistant referee, made the list. The preparatory course is slated to hold from the 4th to the 9th of December 2024. And now to international football. Athletic Bilbao striker Inaki Williams has officially been ruled out for the Black Stars' upcoming games against Angola and Niger Republic. Williams missed Bilbao's match against Real Valladolid on Sunday after picking up a hamstring injury days before the clash. Williams joins Alexander Jiku, Tarek Lamte, Antoine Semenyo, Jerome Okpoku, Jonas Ajete and Ibrahim Osman as players who have pulled out of the Ghana squad due to various reasons. Ghana will travel to face the Blancas Negras in Luanda on November 15th before playing host to Niger at the Accra Sports Stadium on November 18th, 2024. And now to England. Premier League referee David Coote has been suspended after a video allegedly showing him making derogatory remarks about Liverpool and former manager Jurgen Klopp surfaced online. The suspension by PGMOL, the refereeing body, is effective immediately pending an investigation. While the video has circulated widely on social media, its authenticity remains unverified and it's unclear when it was recorded. Coote, a seasoned Premier League referee since 2018, recently officiated Liverpool's 2-0 victory over Aston Villa. The video reportedly references a 1-1 match between Liverpool and Burnley in July 2020 where Klopp criticised Coote's decisions, claiming fouls against Liverpool players went unpunished. And to wrap up sports updates, Casper Ruud secured a straight-set victory over Carlos Alcaraz, winning 6-1, 7-5 in their ATP Finals opener in Turin. Ruud dominated the first set and then fought back from 5-2 down in the second, capitalizing on Alcaraz's 34 unforced errors. This was Ruud's first win over Alcaraz in 5 encounters, placing him in a strong position to advance to the semi-finals for the third consecutive year. Alcaraz, who had earlier won the French Open at Wimbledon, struggled with consistency and risk elimination if he loses to Alexander Zverev in the next match. And that wraps it up on Sports Update. I'm Favor Itwa.
Sports Update, brought to you by Corn Oil. Corn Oil, we go the extra mile.
And up next tonight is entertainment.
Entertainment news in association with Glow Unlimited.
Tonight on Entertainment News, after the success of his hit single Maraba, Nigerian superstar Kiss Daniel returns with a fresh track, Panotona, featuring Afrobeat icon Adekunle Gold. The song, produced by Phil Keys, Blaze Beats, and Rewards Beats, blends Kiss Daniel's signature smooth melodic style with Adekunle Gold's Afrofusion sound, creating an energetic and captivating collaboration. The track is a seamless fusion of Afrobeat rhythms, catchy melodies, and dynamic vocals, showcasing the best of both artists' talents. It's a perfect blend of contemporary and traditional influences designed to resonate with fans across the globe. Kiss Daniel, who recently celebrated a major milestone with over 100 million radio airplay impressions in just a week, reflects on the significance of the collaboration, saying it's been an incredible year celebrating a decade in music, and working with Adekunle Gold on Panotona is a big part of that journey. Adekunle Gold adds, "This song represents our shared passion for Afrobeat, and we're excited to share it with the world as both artists continue to dominate the Afrobeat scene." Panotona is set to be another chart-topping hit, further solidifying their positions as key figures in the global music landscape. Chicago rapper Lil Durk has been indicted on 2 new felony charges related to the alleged murder-for-hire plot targeting rapper Quando Rondo. The charges includes conspiracy, use of firearms and a machine gun, and possession of firearms in connection with a crime resulting to a death. If convicted, Lil Durk could face life in prison. These charges come 2 weeks after his October 24th arrest, when he was already facing charges related to the murder-for-hire plot, which prosecutors claim was carried out as a retaliation for the the 2020 killing of Lil Durk's friend and fellow rapper King Von. Lil Durk is accused of placing a bounty on Quando Rondo's life, and evidence suggests that flight tickets for the hit were purchased using credit cards linked to Lil Durk's Only the Family collective. Although the plot failed, leading to the death of Rondo's cousin instead of Rondo, Durk remains the lead defendant in the case, alongside 5 co-defendants. Durk had reportedly attempted to flee the US before his arrest, with flights booked to Italy, Switzerland, and Dubai. He is currently in federal custody in Miami and is expected to be arraigned in Los Angeles soon. The indictment is part of an ongoing scrutiny surrounding Lil Durk's ties to violence in the rap world, particularly the rivalry with Quando Rondo that stemmed from the deadly 2020 altercation between these crews. That's all on Entertainment Tonight.
Entertainment news in association with Glow Unlimited.
And that's all the news here tonight. But first off, let's do what's trending, and then we'll be back to round up. Okay. You guys scared me, man. Okay, what's up? What's up? What's up? What? I don't need to read that. Just put right. Yeah.
Moving away from entertainment, let's take a look at what's trending as the hashtag police is trending. As a 21-year-old computer science student at Nasarawa State University, Ikechukwu Godwin was reportedly shot by Nigerian police at a checkpoint in Abuja on Saturday evening. The incident occurred in Kubwa, Buhari Area Council around 7 p.m. According to Ikechukwu's father, the police accused his son of being an internet fraudster and demanded a bribe of 200,000 naira. After being shot in the foot, Ikechukwu fell into a nearby gutter and the officers fled the scene. A lot of Nigerians had a lot to say about this incident. Let's take a look at some tweets. At @small_0, when you leave your home every day, just say this prayer: Lord, keep me from the hands of my enemies and protect me against the Nigerian police. May I never encounter them at all. Amen. At Amebosam, a young friend of mine coming from Italy was extorted 200k just at the entrance of the local airport Lagos last week. He was accused of Yahoo after going through his phone. At @billion_0055, that's how yesterday some policemen carried my neighbor's son. He was on a bike coming home. They overtook the bike and took this boy from Afam to Garrison. Those that know PH know how far that is. They collected his phone and tried extorting him. This was around 9 p.m. At Grooving Kid, this was how my sister's classmate was killed at Ilori a few days ago. At Dunwa, this is not a question of extortion. This is a straight case of armed robbery operation. That's all on What's Trending.
And that's all the news tonight. But before we go, let's take another look at some of the major stories. Independent petroleum marketers reach agreement with Dangote on direct petrol supply. Organized labor threatens showdown if minimum wage agreements are not met. President Tinubu calls for an end to Israeli aggression in Gaza, says a two-state arrangement is the way forward. And as election results come in, Mauritius Prime Minister Jugnauth concedes defeat. Remember, you can watch News Central live on DSTV channel 422, Star Times channel 274, Able TV, and of course on YouTube. Now, many thanks for watching. My name is Mazino Appeal.